Navidu, I start recording it from now onwards because the other comments given to you and for the rest are actually meant to be giving lively. Now only I'll be elaborating on the other assessments that you are supposed to do. Those are the last two sessions. Yeah, last two assessments that we expect you to do. I'm waiting for the screen. Yes, here we are. And on which we'll be looking at STEM presentation. Well, this is the assessment. I wish the assessment description is visible to you. Is it, Putta? Right. So the submission deadline initially is 30th of October. You have nearly 11 days for this. Yes, we'll go for this deadline, and if you are really working on it and if you need further time, we'll think of extending this deadline. But for the time being, just imagine that we are not giving any extension. එහෙම හිතන්න, but in case if you need time, we can go ahead. So what is the task? I'm reading. Here you are supposed to. Okay, Navindu, if you could not, yeah, what you said is you completed it. What went wrong then? Right. If it is not graded it, I'll do it manually from my end so that that part will be done. No worries, Navindu. And except for that, I wish that, the other assessments that I mentioned, please try and do that so that your marks will be improved, right? Is it all right? Okay. So now we are going to look at the big deal. What is it? This. The final assignment one, individual presentation. Navidu, have you ever tried doing presentations recording with perhaps PowerPoint slides or with Zoom or whatever mode? Have you ever tried any presentation? I'm waiting for your response, Pudha. If you haven't tried, no worries. It's going to be a real learning for you and you have time to do that. Okay. Shall I go ahead? Yeah, I actually wanted to know whether you could try any of the PowerPoint recorded videos or any of the Zoom recording videos in presentations. Did you ever try that features? Okay, no worries, Naidu. It's quite simple. You tech-savvy people can easily grasp it. No worries. So this is a take-home assignment, which means you are going to do it by yourself and upload it, right? Okay, let's look at the assignment overview. I'm reading. You are required to individually research and deliver a 5 to 7 minutes academic presentation based on a key STEM related process. This task is designed to assess your ability to investigate, organize, and present academic content effectively using appropriate language, structure, and visual support. This is an individual take-home assignment and will be submitted as a recorded video presentation. So the idea is this, Putta. Now, we are giving you nearly 10 different STEM related processes. They are appearing in the presentation below. And you have to find one of those processes. And then from the sources we taught you, like, from Google Scholar sites, or rather from any internet or any authentic STEM sound websites, you can search. Maybe books you can search, maybe university courses you can search, maybe research articles you can search. You can search from any of those, and you have to develop a presentation that counts for minimum 5 minutes and maximum 7 minutes. So if you are done with 5 minutes presentation, that's the minimum requirement, right? And what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to, number one, research, investigate. You have to find more than one sources to get the knowledge about that particular process. And then you have to organize. You decide within your 5 minutes time what you're going to talk, what you're going to show as visual aids, and how and what you're going to do it, right? And this is really an academic content, right? And when you're doing that, you should use appropriate language, which means you can actually practice and plan. You can get the help of generative AI or anything, and you can practice and plan, and you have to organize it in such a structure where, it is good for you to get marks, and you can get visual support with animations, videos, texts, GIFs, or any type of modality that is feasible on your uh, PowerPoint screen, right? Well, so what you have to do is plan it, organize it, and of course, then go to record it and submit it. These are the objectives that we set for this task. What are they? We expect you to do academic speaking and presentation skills. Now, we actually did not do much of the practice of this kind, but it is a must that you were developing your vocabulary, you were developing your language, and you were writing a lot, and it's time for you to speak as well, right? And in the next week, coming next week, we'll be giving you, once you are doing this assessment development, which means while you are developing your presentation, in the forthcoming Wednesday session, I'll be giving you uh, an outline, or rather a lesson on how to effectively do your presentation on a recorded form or on a live form, right? So I thought of giving you the assignment first, and then while you're planning on the assignment and while you face the real problem of presenting it, then I'm going to teach you how to do it. That's how it's going to happen. So don't miss the session on forthcoming Wednesday and Saturday as well, because I'll be extending it to Saturday too, right? And so it's about speaking and presentation skills. And particularly in this very video, we expect you to. Oh, that's quite interesting question, Navidu. PowerPoint is the minimum. You can go for Prezi, Canva, or any sort of presentation slides of your caliber. No worries. The more modern your choice will give you more appropriate marking. Yes, great. Okay. One of the critical skills that we assess in this assessment is your discipline specific vocabulary and how well you are capable of explaining, because this is not live. You are pre-planning, you are planning your elaboration or visual aids, or perhaps sort of animation that you can do to elaborate your point. So we expect you to use those strategies, and for that we'll be giving you marks. And in your presentation we are looking for a very clear organization. And you should be doing visual communication, not just reading out a script, right? You'll be doing a visual communication with slides for your help, animations for your help, and you narrate it, right? And we want you to manage time, because you are given 5 to 7 minutes, and within that time, you are supposed to do the whole presentation thing. So, Navedu, finally, we will be looking at your critical thinking and topic engagement skill. What is it? Now, if you take any of these processes like product development process, research and development cycle, software development life cycle, all these things actually are sufficiently elaborated in many, many, many videos in the YouTube and elsewhere. If you are a very good critical thinker and you can engage with the topic in a novel way, we know that you are going to learn from them and to make a very visually rich, very convincing presentation. So we'll be marking you for that aspect as well. Are you clear about the objectives of the task and what is the task is? Navindu, please confirm me. And we will be able to give you one more promise. What is it? We'll be able to show you on your Moodle page uploading one of the presentations that your previous batch happened to upload. So we'll choose not the best, not the weakest, but something in between. We'll be choosing one tonight and we'll be uploading it to Moodle for your reference. Now, is that part clear about the assessment? Yes, that's the point, Buddha. The very point is, yes, we'll be giving you a chance to look at how they uh, did it, and you can go a step beyond that. That's the idea, right? Okay. So these are the different topics that you give for you to try your task. If you search on internet or elsewhere, or in Google Scholar or elsewhere, you will find enough articles on product development process, research and development process, R&D process we call it, software development life cycle. If you're a fan of IT and software world, SDLC is a very popular topic, and project management process. And there is something called problem solving process, quality management process, manufacturing process, and systems engineering process. All these are STEM related processes which are widely known and widely spoken everywhere in the YouTube and elsewhere, right? So you can search for that. So the first step is you research. When you research Puka, take YouTube as a first source, okay, because that's your favorite, but still try and find some material from Google Scholar uh, articles as well, because the recent, very quite recent articles give newer directions, the latest directions of these processes, because some of the videos that you see on YouTube and elsewhere might be giving the very basic form of the processes, but where it is applied, the success stories, the changes made to these processes, all that will be appeared in simply in Google Scholar search research articles. So make sure that you make at least 3 research articles referred for this purpose, selected from Google Scholar or elsewhere. Because we know that when you refer to that, you are going to make use of the skills that you practice. What were the skills that you practiced? You came to know how to read a research paper, how to get information from them, how to paraphrase them, how to summarize them, how to cite and use them, how to appropriate them. Those are the things we were learning. So make use of that skill as part of this process. Well, so select one topic, that is number one, and then conduct research using reliable academic and professional sources. And then third step is prepare a presentation of your own. And what is the next process? Yeah, structure your presentation clearly. Your presentation has to has these 3 critical sections: introduction, body, and conclusion. Introduction is simply about introducing yourself, introducing your topic, and introducing simply the very idea that we do in the presentation. And then body will be about your whole presentation. And there should be a concluding slide towards the end where you will be summing up all the idea. So introduction, body, and conclusion is a dominant structure in presentations. And keep in mind that we have to use an academic tone and appropriate vocabulary. You actually can get the help of AI and other tools to get this done. Therefore, you won't be able to, face difficulties in finding vocabulary and all that. That will be provided and prompted to you. And remember, include narrated PowerPoint slides or similar visual aids in your video. Now, when you record from PowerPoint, you have to keep your video on and record. That is one way. And if you are using any other video tool to record your presentation, totally fine. But we want to see your facial expression. You keep your video on and record it. So that is the whole idea. And there comes the fourth item. Record your presentation using mobile phone, laptop, or screen recording tool. Ensure your voice is clear and visuals are visible. Your voice has to be very clear, video has to be clear, and your visuals are visible. So submission instructions are given, right? Upload your recorded presentation, MP4, MOV. You cannot go beyond 500 MB limit. And we'll be giving you a Google Drive where you can upload it, right? We'll be posting it towards 25th, right? Not so early because you have to undergo after deciding on your presentation. While you are developing your presentation, we'll be taking next Wednesday lesson with your presentation details that you prepared until then. And we'll be looking at how you developed it. We'll be able to give you comments and feedback on it. And based on that, you can develop. Is it clear, Navidu? So you have to go ahead developing your presentation. And when you produce on this Wednesday, up to where you have developed it, then we can give you comments on it. And that way we can improve it, right? Okay. And on 25th, we'll be giving you the uploading link. Until then, though we make you available the uploading link, still you can take time till 30th of October, or else in case if you really want further time, we'll see how well you are doing until next Wednesday, and we'll be checking the second progress on the 25th Saturday. And based on your success and based on your work schedule, we'll think whether we need an extension or not, right? Okay. And then upload your recording presentation, set the sharing permission to anyone. Now, when you upload it to the Google form drive, make sure that you make it anyone with the link can view enabled, unless we won't be able to see. And then copy the Google Drive shareable link. You can create your own Google Drive. Yes, you don't need to send us your Google Drive in any. You can create your own Google Drive, because this is also a skill that you have to practice. Create your own Google Drive and save it in your Google Drive, and then it can create a shareable link, and you have to send that shareable link to this email address, ashminik@uom.lk. Madam will be marking the assignment, right? Well, and in your subject line, your name should come first, and then STEM presentation video submission as the subject. Is that part clear, Buddha? Is it clear up to now, Navindu? Thank you. Thank you. So what is given to you right now is the assessment criteria. මොනවටද අපි ඔයාලට ලකුණු දෙන්නේ, right? So you see, it is given out of 12 marks. Content and relevance and depth will be given out of 3. Clarity and delivery, 3 once again. Engagement and interaction, 2 marks. Visual aids and presentation quality 2 marks, time management 1 marks, and overall impact and creativity 1 marks. Out of 12, we'll be giving you marks. So the last point we are discussing here on this assessment is this. How to explain your selected process. This is simply a guide for you to develop it, right? Begin with the clear definition of the selected process. Now, if you take system development life cycle, start it with defining what is system development life cycle. And then uh, explain the purpose of the process. Why having a system development life cycle is important in your field. So I'm just taking the example of system development life cycle, which is familiar for many, right? And then in your body of the presentation, you can break down the process into a couple of steps, right? And it may be, you can make a simple, very logical explanation. You can go for animations if you like, right? But animation alone should not be there. It should be narrated by you. When you tell the story while the animation goes on, I think it's going to be really, really visually rich. And you can use diagrams, flowcharts, animations, videos, anything you like in it. And even a background music would do, right? And then take some real world applications of the process that you are describing. And in your speech, make sure that you use this language. Use transitional phrases first, then, next, finally, in conclusion, and so on, because we've been teaching you. And whenever necessary, when there comes places where you need to emphasize on certain things like how to develop, how the process contributes to efficiency, any innovations in it, and how it could help improving STEM quality. When you want to emphasize, make sure that you use one slide to include that part as well, right? Formal, engaging tone is next necessary, right? We don't like you to simply read what is appear on the title, right? It's ugly, right? It's not the kind of academic presentation, and we can actually develop whatever you are doing during the coming sessions, right? And there we need the conclusion slide where you summarize the key points and reflect briefly on the process's significance. So that is simply what you are supposed to do. I think everything is clearly stated. And look at the last but not least statement given. What is it? Academic integrity remind. I'm reading. Plagiarism or use of AI generated content without proper acknowledgement will result in disqualification. සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම පුතේ වාගේ ස්ක්‍රිප්ට් එක AI ලවා හදන්න යන්න එපා. අපි දන්නවා ඒවා ඩිටෙක්ට් කරන ක්‍රමය. Right? Use your own words and cite your sources when necessary. ඔයාගේ වචන වලින් ඔයා රිසර්ච් කරලා හොයන්න. ඒක improve කරන්න generative AI වලට දාලා එක කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. ඒ වගේම whenever you take information from articles and other sources, make sure that you cite it properly. So that is about the presentation. Yes. Now you can ask if you have got any questions on the presentation. Navidu, have you got any question? Because there is a second part of the assessment as well. Any question, Navidu? Presentation එක පිළිබඳ කාරණේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම පැහැදිලි නම් පුතේ මට දෙන්න ඒ ගැන response එකක්. Yes, Navidu. We'll be uploading the last batch's presentations, couple of, at least two of them. I told you not the best, not the worst, but some presentations in the middle range, we'll be uploading them to Moodle probably tonight, so that you'll be able to refer to them how they did it, right? If the presentation itself is impossible to go on Moodle, we'll be giving you a direct link where you can find them, right? Okay, don't worry. We'll do that. Sure. Is it clear about how you should do it so that we can go to the second assessment, assignment? Okay. We'll go and see what is the second assessment. Though we call it is the second assignment, it is actually the first assignment itself. It is an academic essay. Now you do a presentation. Presentation is the very purpose of doing this. What is this? Now you are going to do an academic essay. Your title is The Role of Structured Processes in Engineering Enhancing STEM Outcomes. Now, STEM, as you know, is to produce outcomes, produce results. Simply, produce solutions for burning issues in the world. So when you do that, having structured processes help you all. So for example, there is a scientific method, what we call, when it comes to experiments, there is a scientific method. With the scientific method, when everyone is doing the experiments in scientific method, then the results are clear. We can generalize it everywhere, right? So the same way, these structured processes we discussed, if you could remember the processes like system development, life cycle, and all that we took to your presentation, you're going to actually create an essay on what sort of a role these structured processes do to improve STEM outcomes. That is your topic, right? And your submission will be a Word document, and the deadline is the same day, right? So you have to do these two things parallelly, but we'll think of the timeline, and we can think of extending the deadline, but still we'll stick to this deadline, that is 30th October. Now, Vidhu, can you read the assignment overview? You don't need to switch on your voice, but just read it with me. This individual writing task requires you to conduct an academic essay of approximately 1,500 words. Not as simple as your A-level essays. This is going to be 1,500 words because you are doing it on computer with research data from others, and you're going to type it out and send, and you have enough time, not 3 hours. You can take enough time from now onwards to do that. That's why 1,500 words. And we are giving it at that length because when it comes to university assignments and submissions, the minimum submission length will be 1,500 words. So you are simply mimicking a university submission, right? Well, critically exploring the relevance and impact of a structured process used in STEM fields. So you took one process, maybe the same process that you took your presentation, right? Your essay should demonstrate academic literacy by presenting a clear argument. So you should be able to present a clear argument, supporting your argument with claims and evidence from scholarly sources, the research that you found from Google Scholar. And adhering to formal academic writing conventions. What are they? If you take direct quotations from any of the articles, you quote them, give citation. And if you take simply an extract from that and you paraphrase it, still you cite, we were doing all this, right? Okay, what is the essay prompt? I'm reading it for you. Discuss how structured processes contribute to innovation, efficiency, and quality in STEM fields. Now, when you look at, say, for example, system development life cycle is all about how softwares could be developed, right? It's about a methodical process. With that methodical process, you can do lots of innovations. And when you're trying something methodically, it makes things efficient. Why? You know where to begin, you know where to do revisions, you know where to end. So when you know the process, it's efficient. And remember, with efficient, innovative method, you can certainly deliver a quality output. So software development lifecycle, engineering design process, problem solving process, any of these processes have actually its own impact on STEM results and creating better STEM outputs. You have to explain its importance using real world examples. Now, how can you take real world examples is by referring to journal articles we taught. Is the prompt clear? Is it clear, Navindu? So you can take both the same process to elaborate for the essay as well as presentation. You will now see the objectives of this task. What is it? So we want you to demonstrate academic writing and critical thinking skills. We want you to demonstrate how you use evidence from academic sources. And we want to see how you develop clarity, coherence, and logical progression in your essay. And we want you to follow IEEE referencing style. I wish you were taught of IEEE, or else you can search it and find it. Okay. And the next thing is your description, task description. Write 1500 words academic essay. When it comes to 1500 words, you have an introduction, body, and conclusion. In the body, you can take about 3 points. So altogether, the entire essay is going to be like 5 paragraphs long. First paragraph will be your introduction. Second, third, and fourth paragraphs will be your logic, where you present facts. And the fifth paragraph will be your conclusion, where you come to conclude. Right? So what you have to do is, yeah, you did not miss anything, Navidu. You did not miss anything, don't worry. You were disconnected, but once again connected, no worries. I did not tell anything very significant in the meantime. Right. So you have to take one structured process from given, and you have to take at least 3 academic sources to support, which means you have to find at least 3 academic articles to support, which you might find from Google Scholar, right? Present your ideas clearly and use IEEE citation standard. Word count is 1400 to 1600. So 1500 is the essay length. You can go between minus and plus hundreds. Don't go beyond that. And there is a font that you have to use, that is Times New Roman or Arial, and it has to be 12 font size. So those are the submission guidelines, and a line spacing is also given. File format has to be doc or docs, and the file name, how should you cite it, is also given. And you see, uh, if you do not know how to find better essays from Google Scholar, we have given you some examples as well. If you could not find something from there, you can read any of these. They are all actually given with hyperlinks. So you can simply refer to these articles and do it, or else you can think of any of these and something much more appealing if you could find any, right? So we have made your life easy by providing you with some authentic articles from the real authentic world where you can take information from, right? Once again, the academic integrity reminder is given. Do not simply develop everything with AI alone. Develop it in your own words and develop it, proofread it, improve it, check your grammar and check your organization, all that with AI, but not writing that you should do with AI, right? Did you get the point, Puta? So those are the two things that we expect you to do in this. Your PDF, your submission should be docs, DOCX, Word document, DOC or DOCX. It's not PDF. We can even make PDF available. Yes, we'll say docs, doc and PDF. Those are the file types that you can submit it. Any questions on the two assignments you are supposed to do, Puta? Okay, great. Then after this session, I will be giving you one upload on your Moodle page that is about what we are doing as a team. This is the article, right? Beyond Proficiency, Rethinking Preparedness in English Medium Instruction. Now you are going to follow English medium instruction in the university, and this is an article published quite recently, June 9th of 2025. And this is just 3 pages long article. We want you to read this article and work with your own work as well on presentation. අපි presentation වල ඔයගොල්ලෝ develop කරලා තියෙනේවට comments දීලා ඒක improve කරන්න උදව් කරනවා within nearly about 45 minutes. ඊළඟ දවසේ session එකෙන් ඊට අමතරව විනාඩි 45ක් අපි ගන්නවා මෙන්න මේ ආටිකල් එකේ තියෙන කරුණු සාකච්ඡා කරන්න. ඒක නිසා අපි ඔයාලට ආරාධනා කරනවා I'll upload this article to your Moodle page just after this session, and I want you to read it and be prepared with it, because we are gonna you are gonna realize how important what we are doing here when you come to university. And this is written by a person from University College London, UK. So they are from English speaking backgrounds. The first language is English, but still they argue that knowing English language as a first language speaker is not sufficient to succeed in academia. So there is no doubt. අපි ගැන කතා කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැනේ. Right? So this article is all about that. I invite you to read it. And with that reading and with your presentation works, let us meet next week on Wednesday at 7:30 to receive your submission, what we call receive, to receive feedback on what you are doing, and to learn how academic presentations could be done, and to resolve any other issues available, and to discuss about this journal article. And one more thing, in the meantime, make sure that you complete all your missed assessments, which I highlighted. If you do them, it's going to make your marks elevated. So you must be now having lesser marks because you did not do much, right? So make sure that you do the rest of the things and collect your marks, which will be contributing to your final grades. Navindu has missed his connection, but still I think as I happen to record this, it will be in the recording. I'll upload the recordings just after the class and everyone can refer to it. Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to see you next Wednesday. That's going to be on 22nd of October. I want you all to work on your presentation and essay and bring us to the class any issues you have, and we'll be giving you feedback on where and how you can develop it. And with that, I'm winding up today's session. Thank you for joining.